Hey guys, welcome back to the Hear Me Roar pod. I am Tobi and my co-host is none other than the Kate Save, which you might know her from Shark Tank. She's also founder of BeFit Foods and picked up Telstra's Business of the Year award too. Kate?
Well, Tobi, you've got a super impressive CV, 25 years in global commercialisation experience, and you founded Creative Cubes, Australia's leading co-working space and real estate business.
All right, let's get on with the pod.
Hey, Tobi, how are you?
What's happening, Kate?
Is that a yawn?
It's not a yawn.
Oh, have you not been taking a supplement?
I have. It wasn't a yawn. Actually, thanks to you, I spoke to your mate, Luke.
Oh, Luke Szabo.
Szabo, yes. What a legend.
He is. And I travelled all the way to Byron Bay to go to the Health Lodge to see Luke. He's got Little Earth as well. And the knowledge in their clinic and Luke as well is unbelievable. Never ever met someone who on a cellular level understands so much about human health.
Well, you recommended him way back when we started podcasting. I came into this with a lot of inadequacies around health and nutrition. I'm wild on the field and court and treadmill. I'm pretty athletic. I call myself a trapped athlete, but because of my frame. But I don't know enough about nutrition. And thanks to you, you connected me with Luke, and we had our first session a couple of weeks ago. And firstly, he was amazing.
Yeah.
But now I've got to go do a whole bunch of tests.
Yeah, what I love about it is it's personalised advice. So this space now, instead of being just standard recommendations, is actually about testing everything about you. You can have your genetics looked at, you can have all your pathology, but it's not just the top 5 that you'll get from the GP. It's like the top 100. Then you can do your stool sample.
The extensiveness of this reporting that he's claiming once I do the test will give me at a cellular level.
Yes.
He actually described me as Michael Schumacher. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, I just see you as racing around the track and not worrying about taking a pit stop. And
Colin
Michael
Calendar says a similar thing. She calls herself a red Ferrari.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, I've got to make sure you've got the optimal fuel in your system. Like, mate, you know I'm a Tesla bull. Like, I don't know anything about fuel either, but talk to me about batteries, and I got you beat there. But I guess the point is that in the next couple of weeks, because it's quite expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go through that process. I think Sim's going to go through the process as well.
So good.
And then Luke at Little Earth up in northern New South Wales. He's not quite in Byron Bay. He's a couple suburbs away from there.
Oh, it's
Close
Byron.
enough? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Byron Shire.
You can walk into Byron.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna basically diagnose every little element that's in my system and tell me how to maximize. Because I went to him, I said, look, I don't want to be coached by Michael Jordan, but I want to be coached by the coach that coached Michael Jordan. Yeah, I want to optimize at a cellular level so that I'm really dialed in. Like, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress in running business. You know, got kids. There's a real treadmill as well. So I refer to my life as 3 treadmills: the work treadmill, the home treadmill, and the actual treadmill. And I don't think I'm optimized in terms of nutrition coming into my system.
Yeah.
And mostly was sort of called out by you, just listening to you each week on this podcast. Like, damn, I just got to get more knowledge around that.
And getting the best of the best when it comes to your health will always pay off. The more that you invest into your health, yes, it sounds expensive, but you're looking at everything to do with you, biomarkers that are you, as opposed to generalized advice.
Totally.
So it's a good investment.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things there, right? Like, I feel like having spoken to him, you know, I know how much battery is in my car. I know how fast I'm going when I'm driving down the street because there's dials. I don't have that dial. Like, I can tell you my heart rate because of my watch will tell me that now, but I actually don't have the dial in terms of the nutrition levels and the magnesium and this and that and collagen and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really excited to do it. I'm sort of saving my little pennies week in, week out to be able to go do the test because it is expensive. Yeah. And then I'm pumped to work with Luke to really optimize the engine. Speaking about optimizing engines,
yes,
we had a guy that you probably know from a vlog that I do on a monthly basis.
I do.
And it's not an engine, but it's an ignition. He runs a company called Ignition Lane. So Gavin Appel is coming on the pod just after this break. But Gav and I run a monthly vlog called This Month in Venture, where we cover all the tech, the startups, the venture capital, all the things that are happening around, you know, the startup ecosystem.
And you always sneak in Tesla. I've heard that.
Gav's a Tesla bull. I'm a little bit more bullier on Tesla, but we always give a shout out to Mel Perkins and her crew at Canva.
Yeah.
Just because they're doing a stellar job. But
so good.
But Gav and I do a pretty cool vlog. If you haven't seen it, it's called This Month in Venture. I'll link it in the notes below. And actually, it gets serious airtime. It gets played all over the world. Jason Calcanis from the All In Pod commented on one of my posts.
So good.
So I'm excited to have Gav join us in the studio here. But before we go there, we have a ad break from our favorite crew at Rise Network.
Guys, I want to introduce you to Rise, a business cohort like no other. So what is the Rise Network? Rise Network is a curated inner circle of 10 to 12 like-minded peers designed to provide a confidential, high-trust environment where business owners and leaders can gain strategic insights, actionable solutions, and lasting relationships. Rise isn't just networking, it's a game-changing business support system. It has strategic problem solving built in, expert facilitation, actionable insights, long-term impact and authentic relationships, and it's based exclusively around high-trust cohorts. For your membership, you gain full access to Creative Cubes. That means you can drop in when you're on the run to use the meeting rooms, breakout spaces, or even just dock in for the day. We wanted to serve the underserved, the people that do need the help, do need the support, don't necessarily have the funds to be able to do it, and don't necessarily fit into one of these other organizations. And so that's where Rise kind of came from. So there you have it, guys. Go to werise.au, and I hope to see you at one of our cohorts soon.
Gav, welcome to the show, mate.
This is a new setting, very different to our usual monthly vlog that we do, and it feels like the tone's going to be a little slower than our 8-minute power sessions that we do.
I love watching the Bella Calaba one, though. You've got this graffiti wall in the background, there's people going past, there's a little bit of noise, but you can clearly hear what you're saying, but you're right in the thick of it. It's great.
So behind the scenes, Gav prepares a transcript, which is quite extensive. We actually, in real time, have to edit it because...
Not created via AI either.
Yeah, it's actually like quite extensive about everything that's happening in venture. And I read it so I know where we're going, but actually my game is to just throw him off. So he makes comments, have you heard about this? And I'll make some stupid comment, or I'll do a throwaway or something like that, just to sort of try and tickle his edges and sort of throw him off the edge a little bit. And
where the vlog started was at Ignition Lane. A lot of people came to us and said, you know, what are the big stories that are happening? What's going on? You know, you guys feel like you're on the pulse. You work with great startups and scale ups, and so we previously created a weekly newsletter.
Oh yeah.
And the newsletter, some people like reading, other people like watching, and so I turned to Tobi and said, like, let's get this going on the vlog, and now it's done by video.
Well, actually, I remember, I think it was way back. Were you doing Snapchats on a Friday?
You know, my kids were logged into my Gmail account on our TV at home, and suddenly all of these videos from me holding a camera in front of me, probably circa 2016.
Yep.
So my kids back then would have been tiny, and now they've popped up and they've seen every Friday I used to do. You're right. It even started even earlier with those weekly wrap-ups.
And then the radio show platform, I can't remember what it was called, started. I think it was during a little bit before COVID.
Oh yeah, yes, I know. Clubhouse, and we started doing so.
The channel.
So the OG of content and just staying on the pulse has gone through Snapchat, Clubhouse, Substack weekly newsletter, and now it's on the Creative Cubes vlog. So it's taken a number of iterations, and what's that? 9 years it's been going in different forms.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about your business and what you actually do.
Yeah,
so when you're not being a superstar?
No, so
that's
we're only doing that to make Tobi look good on those vlogs. But yeah, Ignition Lane, we work with startup founders and leadership teams, scale-up founders and leadership teams as an advisor, as a coach, really to help them accelerate their growth by advising, by coaching, by plugging them into our super networks here in Australia and around the world to overcome challenges and achieve their ultimate goals. So,
with tech first?
Predominantly software businesses, yeah. So we have a mix of, my whole career has been in software for almost 30 years now. Yeah. Predominantly software businesses. Obviously, with artificial intelligence growing, we've got one client in the AI, or two clients in the AI space, two software as a service clients, one retail client, retail tech. So there's a good combination of founders that keeps me on my toes as well.
Did you list something on the ASX as well? Did I see that? No. Okay. No,
stayed away from the ASX. The startup that I was heavily involved with was a company called Hitwise from 1998 to 2007, and it was sold to a publicly listed company in the UK called Experian, and it was the largest exit of a venture-backed startup ever for Australia in 2007 for $240 million US. Now, I was the second employee there. I wasn't the founder, but was
he was involved. The engine house.
Yeah.
He won't say it. I will.
Yeah, I drove product and technology at that organisation.
Amazing.
Gav, I'm putting you on the spot. Do you remember when we first met? You and I first met.
Was it the week before Cubes Richmond opened?
No.
Earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I flew in for the weekend. I think I was in Melbourne for something. It could have been I was looking to do something for Cubes, but I was actually working in a startup in Los Angeles called Inc.
You were at the co-working space with Matt Rockman in LA when I was at SquarePeg.
Batman. Matt Rockman. He texted me the other day. He's not a fan of Elon.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be polite in my responses. I might be exposed here. But you and I met in Cremorne at a cafe because we were I was working for David Rich, Anthony Rich. David Rich started a technology business. I just exited Petloo and was not doing much in the States.
My in-laws were a customer of Petloo, by the way. We were talking about it just last week.
I'm going to come back to your in-laws because I've got something that you don't know, but we'll come back to that in a minute. And your father-in-law just got a new computer, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But Dave was trying to raise some venture capital. And so I was sold that if you're in Melbourne, you have to see this guy called Gavin Appel. He's wildly connected. And I showed you Inc., which was, hey, Gavin. When I said Gavin, there was a photo of you. Let's go to the Lakers, and the Lakers logo would show up, and it would convert the text to photos.
Okay.
And you were like, yeah, nah. And then a few weeks later, I think Apple released the App Store in chat. And that business died.
It's the beauty of startups. Some of them, fail quickly, and some of them scale like rocket ships. I saw the founder of Airwallex today, Jack, talk about how explosive their growth has been in the past month. Over 900 million of revenue.
We covered this.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think I took some.
Where did we cover it on the vlog?
We did.
Oh wow!
And I said I take some responsibility for that because
tech moves so quick. I can't keep up with what we spoke about last week.
Yeah, but we use Airwallex, so every single one of our managers across all the sites has a digital Airwallex card, which is like a Visa prepaid card, but it's digital in their Apple Wallet. So that when they have to buy the milk or the coffee or the newspapers or events, they've got cash to be able to and then it comes straight back into our accounting software. It's magic. Airwallex.
Amazing. So technology, good. I was thinking about this the other day. Tech has evolved so quickly. So I started my career in 2000, here we go, 1995 in the tech industry, doing search engine optimization, talking about optimization with search engines 3 years before Google was founded.
Oh,
so
wow.
Early days. Lycos, Excite, Webcrawler, even LookSmart, which was one of the largest Australian founded tech companies on the NASDAQ in the US at one stage. Many people today don't even know who that is, but Evan Thornley was, a pioneer of the search category. Anyway, so went through search. Then when the internet popped up, then there was obviously mobile, then there was cloud, now there's AI. There's these major technology shifts that take place every couple of years or every 5 to. It's incredible, and AI is just people are losing their mind. We were sitting together when Sam Altman, the co-founder, the founder or the CEO founder of OpenAI, we were sitting together.
Yeah.
Toby and I can often be found in similar places, but he was saying like even people who missed the internet, they missed mobile, they missed cloud. AI is like the starting line again.
Yes,
and you can see it, like the pace of growth, the sheer amount of capital that's flowing into startups and tech business is extraordinary.
Are you connected to Justin Cabani at all?
Justin, I saw him here at South Melbourne once.
Yeah. So he's doing unbelievable things for organizations in the AI space. I should reintroduce you guys. A couple of things while you were talking. I use AI. So firstly, I want to go back to the SEO. SEO, I said to Kate on Friday, she probably didn't hear me.
I did. Yeah. I'm like, how does Toby know so much about SEO? And I'm like, said to my team, did you SEO that new page? We're loading pages. And I'm like, is someone taking care of this? Because I didn't know you had that skill set and I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
I don't want to say I love it, but I know it so well.
Yeah.
That Louis, who's head of marketing here, throws me stuff and goes, mate, can you just SEO this for me?
Yeah, right.
I have family members and friends still call me, 2025, asking me whether I can do some SEO for them. And I'm like, guys, it was 1995, 1996, 1997. It was 30 years ago.
Yeah,
wow. But my wife, she's an art therapist. She runs a business called My Light Art Therapy Private Practice. And so I've been helping her a little bit, build the business. But she does it all. I don't do anything. But I built the website version 1 on Wix. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to dust off some of these SEO skills. And so now when you search for art therapist Melbourne, art therapist Caulfield, My Light Art Therapy comes up the top. Dang. And so now more inquiries have come in from my friends and family.
Turn it off,
and I'm
Gav,
like, I'm not. It was a once-off.
Yeah.
It was a once-off.
So did I hear this on the vlog? What's coming in to take over Shopify? Did you talk about that on the vlog?
No. I don't think so, but Shopify.
But have we got a vlog coming up?
We've
got one coming up in August.
Yeah. Monthly.
Yeah, monthly. Yeah, I know.
Monthly.
I know I'm there.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't know where else I'm getting my tech news, but
that's all right.
Something. What is it? Do you know?
No idea. But did you just break something that we didn't know?
But if you broke some news, it'll be on the vlog next month, that's for sure.
And in from Kate Save, our expert. I love SEO. And I think SEO has given us the edge. I think content as well has given us an edge. We're constantly updating pages. We're constantly building new pages.
Yeah.
And then making sure that we get the 3 green lights.
I think what's interesting is over the next couple of years, how AI is going to change SEO. So I read an article just yesterday. I don't know whether you guys have changed behavior, but a lot of the times I won't go to Google anymore to do a search, but I'll go to ChatGPT.
Yes.
Because ChatGPT will look at multiple sources and then give me the answers that I want. Yes. And Google search volume is starting to taper off a little bit. Right. So if that tapers off, then also Google's ad revenue from those search results are going to taper off as well. So seeing the shift
it's like, I agree with you, but I think it's just going to shift.
Yeah.
I think their ad revenue is going to taper off, but I think it's their new revenue sources are going to just boom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's exploding, the new revenue source.
Well, it happens to me when I ask, hey Siri, and she diverts to chat. Would you like me to ask chat?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm talking to you, Siri. Yeah. Can you talk
Siri's
back
broken.
to me? She's broken. Yeah.
She's broken.
Cannot think for herself.
Actually, when I was growing up, my chairman, Gary Levine, ASX listed chairman, phenomenal guy. He had a dog called Siri. Yeah? And I used to go to his house as a kid. And we were in a board meeting maybe 3 or 4 months ago and something came on. And he goes, sorry, that was Siri. I go, didn't you have a dog called Siri? He said, yes. I was like, the original Siri was your dog.
So
anyway.
Back in COVID, I was asked to speak on this panel. It was like an annual thing that Churchill Club does, which is called the technology top trends. And so they get 4, kind of call them experts. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but 4 people who think they know what they're talking about to talk on a topic about in 5 to 10 years time or 5 to 7 years time, what is the breakout technology? And so this was in COVID. So we did it on Zoom. I remember sitting there and I spoke on the topic. It's like a 3-minute pitch. And I spoke on the topic of voice. So voice is going to be in 5 to 7 years time, voice is going to be, I guess, the breakout technology.
So we're ahead of the curve here with our little podcast.
No, not this voice. I'm talking about voice as in like Siri and voice dictation and transcription and all that kind of stuff. And
super interesting. My kids will only talk into the phone.
That's me. I only talk into the phone. I only
my
talk
eyes are
to
so
chat
bad these
well.
days. That
my eyes are so bad as well.
Yeah.
In fact, Luke asked me, he's like, how much screen time?
My husband's eyes are bad. I hear this every day from him. I'm like, get glasses. He's like, nah, too vain. No.
Yeah, I've got glasses. I've got blue lenses.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I can only look at the screen now when I've got blue lenses on. Without the blue lens, it's really hard. It's really bad. Gav, so your father-in-law is getting a new laptop or just got a new laptop. I learned that from my wife.
That must be my uncle. My wife's uncle.
Uncle or father?
Who that Sim's working with?
Yes.
Yeah, Orly's uncle. My wife's
uncle. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Because I got the rundown, I think it was this morning on our walk, or it could have been last night on the walk. Is he the chairman of 1213?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, amazing organisation.
Yeah.
So Sim volunteers there.
Yeah.
And they do a bit of stuff here at Cubes as well, which is more charitable than anything else, but it's great. And I learned that, I thought it was Orly's dad, but...
Yeah, they look the same. They
so I was like, Sim, why are you troubleshooting the new computer? Because he needs to get the stuff on the drive from his Word docs. And he didn't know. I was like, he's got Gav, powerhouse, of all people in his back
that's
corner.
not just about SEO, it's also this. You know, the other day I decided, do you have one of those cupboards at home where it's just packed full of crap and that you put it off? I've got to clean that cupboard. Just that
It's our top drawer, actually.
Yeah, so I did that on Saturday.
Cupboard.
I did it on Saturday, and I took the opportunity to go into my garage and pull two baskets or 2 tubs, Bunnings tubs out. One is full of manuals of every product, every kind of appliance I've bought over the past 10 years, and one is cords and adapters from the past 10 years.
Wow.
Because I had to kind of get rid of the stuff that was in the study. So I opened up and I looked at these cords. And I'm pulling this stuff out, the yellow, red, white kind of audio cords, In fact, James probably has a couple of them. I should have given them to you.
In the back of the VCR?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that, there was like old iPods and iPod shuffles. And so I threw 30 pins. I threw everything out. There was not one. There were 3 things that I kept. And all 3 of them were an original iPhone, the iPhone 1 or iPhone 2, the original iPod Shuffle, and the original iPod. And I put them into one of those sandwich bags as like a time capsule, threw everything else out, took everything from the study and put it into that tub with the time capsule and put it back on the garage shelf.
You should frame it and hang it in your home office.
I used to have, I think I bought every single Apple product.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Same. That tiny little one, what was that? The one
the
that's
Nano?
iPod Shuffle.
Shuffle.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I've got a purple one at home. Floats around every now and then.
No, that was the Nano. The Shuffle was
Nano.
the one that you wore around your neck with a white...
I had that.
I had that as well. Amazing. So a couple other things. Why would people be engaging Ignition Lane? I know we're shifting right back.
Yeah.
I really want to bring exposure to Ignition Lane because people see us on the pod, see us on the vlog, but actually don't know enough about you and the business.
Yeah. No. So Ignition Lane really has come around because for 25 or 23 of my 30 years I've been in the tech industry, I had operational roles and investing roles. So being running the first ever SEO agency in Asia Pacific in the mid-90s to being the second employee of Hitwise, which was a data and analytics SaaS startup that received venture capital from Australia and from Insight Ventures in the US to a successful exit. Then I worked in Experian building software engineering groups. This is a $20 billion company, 16,000 employees, and I was the executive on a technology group that generated $1 billion of revenue, and my job was building engineering groups locally and offshore for that business. Then I was a founding general partner at SquarePeg, the venture capital firm that invests in Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia and Israel. But for the past 8 years, given my operational experience and my investing experience, I found it my personality and my experience far more aligned with sitting on the founder side of the fence and saying, hey, I got 20 plus years of operational experience. How can I provide that rich experience, hands-on experience to founders who in this generation are scaling the next group of startups? And so about 80% of the clients that I work with, the founders that I work with, get referred to me by my network or via investors who invest in those companies and either don't have the time, the skill sets or the desire to roll their sleeves up. They turn to me and they say, go and chat to Ignition Lane. They've got the experience, they've got the bandwidth to be able to support you. They can come in and be your advisor, coach. So the way that we work with the founders is that we co-create the strategy with them, whether it be go-to-market strategies, product strategies, people strategies, investment strategies, co-create the strategy, prioritize it with the founders and usually with their leadership teams as well, and then hold them accountable to deliver and execute, give them the cadence, sometimes facilitate that cadence on a monthly, quarterly or annual basis to ensure that they can achieve their desired outcomes. And
Gav, I love that. I'm actually doing a little bit of that myself, as a little bit different. They're not necessarily venture backed, but they're small businesses trying to take that next level. What size businesses does Ignition Lane engage with? Are they sort of like obviously they've got to have some sort of venture capital backing to be able to support the infrastructure that is Ignition Lane as a support mechanism?
Yeah, so sometimes they're bootstrapped businesses, so non-venture capital, and others are venture capital backed. Most of them are between, call it $500,000 to $2 million of recurring revenue, and they're looking to scale to 10.
Annualized or monthly?
Annual. Right, so they're startups looking to move from startup to scale up,
Right.
and usually during that phase, the founder at call it the sub 2 million recurring revenue level are doing everything themselves. They're like the Swiss Army knife, They're the product lead, the sales lead, the tech lead. Usually there aren't a lot of systems and processes and not potentially sometimes not a lot of people, sometimes 20, 30, 40 plus people. And so to shift as a founder from that startup mindset into a scale-up mindset requires systems and processes and hiring principles and capital sometimes and prioritization of a product roadmap, because you can create something that's great and you might have the initial elements or characteristics of product market fit, but to really scale a product management function from there requires skills. So given my career in running commercial teams, running product teams, running technology teams, and then doing investing, I can draw on those experiences as and when required, depending on the challenge or the opportunity that the founder's looking to.
And so you're working one-to-one with the CEO, founder, and its management team, or you're working company-wide with all? Not
company-wide. So it always starts with the founder, CEO, or the founder. Sometimes there are multiple founders and dealing with founder dynamics and motivations and the like. And then at times it can broaden out to the executive leadership team, but it usually stops there. Yes, I get to know other people in the company, and because I need to understand the fabric of the culture in order to be able to provide the most valuable insights to the founder. So I get to know other people, but in terms of the core work, it's predominantly with the top of the tree.
So are you helping them to get capital if they need it as well?
So I'm not raising the capital for them. I'm not a corporate advisor or anything like that doing that. My philosophy around that is, how do I give the tools to the founders for them to have the confidence to be able to do what they need to do? So I might help them review materials, help them co-create the materials like I mentioned before, but it's their job. The founders are the ones who the investors are investing in. They're not investing in me. I can open a door for them if it makes sense, but ultimately it's the founders that the investors are investing in. So what's the point in me going to raise the money for them?
I was at the athletics field maybe a month ago. Sunday morning, Maddie wanted to do athletics, and this unbelievably good-looking gentleman came up, and he goes, "Hey, I like your pod. I like the vlog." I was like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm Gav's brother. And he introduced himself as Rowan.
Ah, superb. How good's that?
So send him my regards.
Yeah, I will.
That's amazing. So we're going to actually wrap it up there, Gav. I'm going to put all in the show notes below. I'm going to link all of Gav's details, his LinkedIn and Ignition Lane. If you want to subscribe, go to YouTube. We have the monthly This Month in Venture live filtered through. It always gets a good laugh. If you're on LinkedIn, definitely tag or look at either Gav or my profile to look at that. It's a lot of fun. And I think people also get a little bit antsy when we don't post that video on time, right?
Well, if we're going to be fully truthful with the audience that's watching this, yes. You decided to take a little hiatus a few years ago, and people started saying, we stopped in around February, and it got to March, April. People started stopping me in the street and at the cafes in Cremorne and in Elstonwick saying, well, where's the vlog?
Ooh.
So I started hassling Tobi, saying, mate, we need to get back on this.
Yeah.
It gets up.
I think everyone's pretty happy that it's back, and
yes.
It's all about consistent, regular, high-quality content that attracts the audience, and I think that's what we've got. I was looking the other day, we've done 37 episodes. 37, we're approaching, I think, either 37 or 47. Anyway, I put a marker in the calendar for when we hit that next milestone.
40.
But it's been over 3 years that we've been doing it consistently. Yeah,
it's amazing, and I love it. I love the content that you give. I love the dynamic that we have between us.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm grateful for everything that you do in the ecosystem, and I'm grateful that you're my friend. And I'm got nothing to do with any of your success, but I'm very proud of you.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys, a quick break from Luna, and Kate and I'll be back.
Luna.co is a great place for you and your business to start off with phenomenal accounting and legal services. So if you're a startup or a scale-up looking for legal and finance support, or alternatively looking to raise capital, Luna.co is where you need to be starting off.
So Kate, that was my partner in crime, Gavin Appel, affectionately known as Gavin Appel, from Ignition Lane.
So good, because I have been watching the vlog, and I love that if in 8 minutes I can digest everything I need to know for the month in tech. That's good for me. Yeah.
No, he brings great energy, very, very knowledgeable, has a great network. Everyone speaks highly of Gav. His brother works out of our Richmond site. As well. So he's actually been on another segment, which I did, Wheel Conversations. I'll loop that into it was pretty cool, actually.
That's the car one, yeah?
Yeah, that's the car. We did a deal with Outbound, and they've given us a Tesla for LMM members to be able to use as they need to drive between buildings or meetings.
So good.
And so I do a segment called Wheel Conversations and go pick up the member from their home and drive them to the office. And along the way, we talk about their business, but we also have a bit of a sing-along. That's also hit some virality. Actually, my daughter Harper took a photo of me and put it on her, I don't know if it was a Snapchat or a TikTok. I'm not happy about it either, but she put it on. She comes to me yesterday. She said, Dad, the photo's gone viral. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, it's got 56 likes.
So good.
So that's good. Look, Gav's amazing. He does amazing work. And we didn't actually talk about it, but between him and James, I don't know who came first, but I think Gav showed up day 2 to Creative Cubes Richmond.
Cool.
With his business.
So what year is this?
2017.
Yes.
Took residency, and we're in 2025 and he's still a member.
Unreal.
So the sparkling water does wonders.
I love the sparkling water.
It's great.
So refreshing. Yeah, amazing.
All right. Well, that was Gav Appel, Ignition Lane. Guys, look at the show notes in the description below. Everything is linked. And we'll be seeing you on next week's segment.
See you then.
Thanks, guys.